Hello everyone, I'm Randy Suarez, aka Silvercrow. Today we're back with another reaction, this time the top 10 most satisfying revenge moments in anime. Now this comes from Animan. I think I reacted to one of his videos, I think a few weeks back. But I'm curious, there's a lot of revenge moments in anime, a lot. So for this person to put a top 10, gotta see what he's talking about. If you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will leave the original link to this video down below in the description so you can watch that uninterrupted. So, further ado, let's get started. Hey, 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 hey.
Revenge stories, one of the most commonly written storylines in fictional media. Here, almost every time, the story tends to lead the hero and go down a dark path, blurring the line between right and wrong.
Hey, some people get off on this. Yeah. I'm not one of them, I think. Not really sure.
Actions that are pretty much questionable. Also, one of the most traditional patterns of revenge stories are one of the so-called heroic groups being extremely narrow-minded and focusing on nothing besides their vengeful schemes. And when all these come to anime, it reaches a whole new level. Although there have been a bunch of revenge-driven anime stories, only a few manage to live up to the level of giving goosebumps to the viewer. In this video, we will be talking about the top 10 iconic revenge moments in anime that have shaken the anime world down to its very core.
Ooh.
So, without further delay, let's begin. Coming in at number 10.
Which makes sense with Dabi's case. Dabi is completely a villain. He's off the freaking deep end. I mean, he's not wrong outing Endeavor. He's changing. It just, man. To be honest, I knew that scene was gonna be a banger when I first read it in the manga. I'm like, once this gets animated, it's going to explode. No pun intended.
Dabi exposed Endeavor and Hero Society's corruption.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia. In My Hero Academia, the extremely chaotic paranormal liberation war caused damage not only to the heroes, but also led to a social downfall. It led to the public's distrust in heroes, especially since the number one hero's shady past of domestic abuse exposed one of the most prominent villains. Dabi revealed that he was Toya Todoroki, the sibling which everyone thought was dead. After Shoto was born, Dabi was basically abandoned by Endeavor since the former's quirk was deemed better than his. As a result, Dabi became a brutal villain and literally killed 30 people to get Endeavor's attention, reminding him that the past never dies. He had been waiting for years to get revenge on Endeavor, and even after exposing him on a national stage level, he was not done yet. He won't stop until Endeavor, Shoto, and the rest of the Todorokis are dead.
And here's the thing, it's not Shoto's fault. It's not even his siblings. If in hindsight, it is technically Endeavor and his mother's fault. Because she, just like with Shoto, she gave in to her own despair. And this is the result. What she did with Shoto was completely messed up, but also what she did to Dabi was also really messed up as well. Spike.
Coming in at number 9 is Spike and Vicious Rivalry, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Alright, it's time to visit some vintage ones. Spike and Vicious were actually friends in Cowboy Bebop at one point. Years before the beginning of the series, Spike, a rising member of a crime syndicate, became a partner and friend of Vicious, another member of the syndicate. The two were like brothers, but then a love triangle interfered with their friendship. After being wounded in a gun...
In a weird way, that's the 90s for you. They always, when it comes to a situation like this, they always involve a love triangle. Now, ladies and gents, who does not know a love triangle, it's basically when, how can I simply put this, when two or more, well, basically three, love the same person. Now, to give you an example, I had a friend who thought it was a good idea to go back to with somebody, and it turns out that somebody liked somebody else, but he also liked her as well, and he couldn't choose, which I am telling my friend that if you don't know what you want, how you expect him to know what he wants? So you trapped in the love triangle.
Battle, Spike is nursed back to health by Vicious' girlfriend, Julia, and the two fall in love. Spike faked his own death, left the syndicate, and tried to take Julia with him. It was a betrayal that Vicious sought to avenge with both Spike and Julia's death. Yeah. Vicious ordered Julia to kill Spike, but she went against his orders. She was on the run for a while, until eventually, she was found and killed by the syndicate, causing both of the main characters to become arch enemies of each other. Coming in number 8 is Maki decimated the Zenin clan Jujutsu Kaisen,
which was well freaking deserved. Those sexist pieces of
badass revenge is incoming here. But before that, be warned because manga spoilers are ahead. So if you want to keep this awesome moment...
This moment I cannot wait to see get anime besides the Shibuya arc. Because after the Shibuya arc, this to me personally was the highlight of the new arc, is when Maki got her fucking revenge. And the cherry on top, it's the whole thing with her mother at the end of that part.
It probably would be better if you skipped ahead. Even though this is an anime list, I had to include this. Those who had read it know what I am talking about. Maki's revenge against the Zenin clan was years in the making in Jujutsu Kaisen. Maki rebelled against the clan and enrolled at Tokyo Jujutsu High after suffering years of abuse for lacking her clan's traditional cursed energy. Maki proved herself a powerful sorcerer, but even after that, the Zenin clan schemed against her and stopped her promotion at all costs. But things drastically changed in the recent chapters of the manga. Maki proved that she is on the same level as the Zenin clan's original betrayer, Toji Fushiguro, aka Megumi's dad.
Yep.
But the most pivotal moment in Maki's story is when she returns to the Zenin clan for cursed tools. After entering the warehouse to get what she needed, Maki realized that Mai was bleeding out on the floor, and Ogi had trapped them inside. So she wasted no time, and Maki first kills Ogi, then literally wipes out the rest of the clan. And that, my friend, is why you don't mess with badass women.
Maki is mommy. Maki is mommy. Ooh.
Coming at number 7 is Thorfinn's desire to avenge his father, Vinland Saga.
Which it was legit, literally legit justified for his vengeance. Man, to me personally, Vinland Saga is a very, very underrated anime. Please go check it out. It's on Netflix. Bro, I felt bad for Thorfinn due to the fact that his father, he watched his father die right in front of him. And a bit of spoilers. The person who basically, he never got a chance to kill the person who hired Aslan to kill his father. He never got a chance to kill Aslan because he was on some other type of demon time to set up things in motion for the current prince. Well, king, I guess. And I'm like, dude, this is just, man.
Vinland Saga is easily one of the most iconic anime series directed through revenge. Thorfinn, the main character of the show, is filled with blind rage towards Askeladd, the guy who killed his father, Thors, before witnessing his father's brutal death. Thorfinn was a lovely kid who didn't have a single vengeful instinct in his body. He looked up to and admired his father for his entire life. And even after he was killed, Thorfinn literally became a killing machine, consumed with rage and desire to kill Ascalon with his own hands. As compensation for his losses, he worked with Ascalon in a deal to become stronger and one day finally kill him. But the fate that awaited the main character of the show was probably one of the most surprising moments in all of anime.
待て。まさか、まだかばう気か?
Akame got killed. I was told before I watched this anime, do not get attached to any of the characters. And I was wondering why.
Yeah.
A good chunk of them just. Which this death was justified.
Tatsumi gets revenge on Arya. Akame got killed. In Akame got killed, Tatsumi joined the night raid out of pure rage for what happened to his longtime friend Sayo. She was tortured to death, and this left Tatsumi wanting nothing but brutal revenge for his friend. However, things get seriously complicated after Tatsumi met Arya. Arya was a cute young girl and initially appeared to be very kind, optimistic, and caring. She even invited Tatsumi to stay at her home. But in reality, she was just like her family. They tortured and killed Sayo. When the night raided...
Not just tortured and kill Sayo, and basically nearly about to kill his other best friend. It's one of those things that even the king, which was a small child, who was very smart and wise at the time, by the way, didn't know what the fuck is going on and chose to ignore the bullshit that was going on. Because he was listening to people in his ear instead of making his own decision.
After Tatsumi, out of pure misleading, tried defending Arya. However, when the truth is revealed to Tatsumi about Arya and her family, Tatsumi has nothing to hold back. He kills her with a single and swift slash from his sword. A truly and satisfying moment to watch.
You a pest, what the fuck you left a mess? It's okay, I'll just say that your body's...
Shikamaru and Hidan.
Coming in number 5 is Shikamaru proved himself a strategic genius when he got revenge on Hidan, Naruto Shippuden. Okay, time for a classic one. After Hidan killed Asuma in Naruto Shippuden, Shikamaru immediately got to scheming the ultimate revenge strategy against Hidan, the evil shinobi who killed his teacher. During his battle against Hidan, Shikamaru really proved himself as a strategic genius. He used an extremely detailed plan to trap Hidan up and then finally used his shadow summoning jutsu to cover his body in explosive tags. That wasn't the satisfying part. The peak of their fight was when Shikamaru laughed while getting a lighter ready. He then threw it at Hidan. But the amazing part is that Hidan was an immortal shinobi. But yet he still exploded. His dismembered body parts literally flew everywhere. Even after that, Shikamaru wasn't done. He finished Hidan off for good with one final exploding tag. Now, I realize I might be just a little biased putting it this high on the list, but you gotta admit, it was one hell of a satisfying watch.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Now, Kogias. Let me say this. Go to anime. And the most, not the simplest plot, but it's the one of those complicated plots that makes sense. In a way. It started out simple, then it became kind of complicated, but it also made sense at the end. Due to the fact that, one, he's doing all this, not simply just for his sister, but for everyone in the entire world. Because, you know, a certain professor of this community once said, he quoted, like, they're basically a hierarchy that makes zero sense. You're at the top, you're at the top. Everyone else is beneath you, period. And that never made sense.
Coming in number 4 is Lelouch rebels and kills his parents in Code Geass. Who else was waiting for this one to appear? I mean, almost everyone must have known that this one was bound to appear on this list. Lelouch in Code Geass is the son of Marianne and Charles Britannia, the Emperor and Empress of the Britannian Empire. After the perceived death of his mother, Lelouch confronts his father on the incident surrounding his mother's death. He asks why more effort wasn't done to protect her. But let alone answering, the Emperor harshly responds by exiling and trading Lelouch and his sister to Japan as prisoners, where they assume new identities and finally find out the truth about their parents. The siblings learn that their mother isn't actually dead, and that their parents orchestrated the sisters' disabilities. They also uncover their plans to initiate Ragnarok. This causes Lelouch to reject his parents and their plans for world domination, deciding to seek his almighty revenge by using his Geass to turn the gods against them, killing both Charles and Marianne, and then taking the throne as...
Which was well freaking deserved, because thing is, you didn't just abandon Lelouch. You just abandoned his sister, the one he cares about the most. And you sit there and boast, you arrogant pieces of... Look, I'm very passionate about Code Geass, especially when it comes to that part, due to the fact that there are some asshole parents in anime. Yes!
Coming in number 3 is Mustang wanted to avenge the people he lost when fighting Envy, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Sorry, I'm burning out your tongue!
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood happened quite early in the show. It was significant nonetheless.
Yes.
Very impactful. It left an extreme blow of depression in both viewers and others' characters' hearts. Roy Mustang in particular was super hell-bent on avenging his friend's murderer. When Envy, the homunculus, tried to kill him, Mustang didn't need to hear anything else before lunging forward to kill him himself. He interfered with Envy's transformation by sending a heat blast their way that literally boiled their eyes and set them on fire. Envy tried his best returning to their human form to escape, but Mustang wouldn't let them go so easily. He cornered Envy and burnt him again and again, to a point that it was even the viewers who felt it hard to watch. He definitely would have killed him.
I did not feel it hard to watch. That's the only thing I'm disagreeing with him with. I did not feel bad for Envy. I did not feel so hard that to watch this. I was so excited. I was glued to the fucking TV. I'm like, yes, revenge!
If it not for his allies talking him out of it at the last second. Still, even though Mustang didn't kill him, it was a crushing defeat for Envy.
Afro!
Coming in number 2, Afro kills Justice and avenges his father, Afro Samurai. The core plot of Afro Samurai is to hold the number 1 headband, as it is considered to be the biggest honor a warrior can have. Afro's father, Rokotaro, was number 1 for quite a while until his old friend Justice showed up to take the headband from him, and the fight results in Rokotaro's death. Or, in simple words, he kills him for the headband. This lights up the fire in Afro's heart, and he sets on a quest for revenge. After a bunch of hardships, he finally reaches his destination. And in the final battle between him and Justice and Afro having an intensely close match, and by the end of it, Afro swiftly chops Justice up, thus executing his revenge. The wild journey of Afro in the final showdown makes this scene one of the biggest acts of revenge in anime history.
Ooh!
And number 1 goes to Hermes' Revenge on Sports Max, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean. No, don't you do it. Control yourself. This is a serious video, goddammit. No JoJo's references today, boy. Now,
Hey!
that's all settled. Let's come back to our topic. Hermes' story in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, felt a little bit familiar, didn't it? It reminded the fans of Polnareff's story from Stardust Crusaders. They both lost their sisters and were dead set on avenging them. After Sports Max killed Hermes' sister, Gloria, he threw her body in a gutter. Even after such a heinous act, he only received a 5-year sentence. So Hermes repeatedly committed armed robbery and landed herself in prison so that she could stalk and gather information on that piece of crap. After she was finally ready, Hermes started off by drowning Sportsmax in a sewage pipe. But sadly, that wasn't enough to kill that piece of crap. The fight continued, and after getting rid of the zombies from his stand, Hermes eventually beat Sportsmax to death. I don't know about you guys, but seeing that, this revenge story reached a whole different level of satisfaction.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's it for today. Before you leave, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. It really means a lot to us. Again, if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press that bell icon. And set as all to be notified about all our latest new videos so that you never miss an update from us. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. Please leave a comment on which moment was your favorite in this list. And also, share your own list. I would love to see it. Please let me know if you guys want a part 2 of this video. If you do, be sure to get some suggestions down below.
Oh man, definitely need a part 2. Because again, like I said, there is a lot of revenge moments in anime in general. So, if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will leave the original link to this video down below in the description. You can watch that uninterrupted. And shout out to Animan himself, or that channel in general. So, further ado, like I always said, peace out. Kakui.